Jai Hind everyone. I am Shruti Jain, Assistant Professor, MCA Department, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. The topic that I am going to discuss today is green computing, and this topic is covered under the subject Fundamental of Computers and Emerging Technologies. The subject code is BMC 101 and it is meant for MCA first year students first semester. So let's understand what green computing is. So green computing is the environmentally responsible and eco-friendly use of computers and their resources. It is also called green IT. It is the study and the practice of designing, manufacturing, using and disposing of the computers, the servers and associated subsystems effectively and efficiently with minimal or no impact on the environment. So when we talk about green computing, we are talking about how the electronic devices can be discarded in a manner that it does not affect adversely our environment, and because every human being is responsible for maintaining the green and clean environment. So here we are talking about how we can use in an eco-friendly manner all these devices, and if we want to discard them, how can we do that without adversely affecting the environment. So why are we talking about this green computing? Because number one, because we want that the public environmental awareness should increase. Nowadays, if we look into the today's scenario, the people are not very much aware about how these electronic items need to be disposed of and what are the consequences of it when the radiations of these devices, or when these devices are left unattended in the environment, what harmful impact does it create. So we are studying this green computing concept because we want to make we want to create awareness among the public regarding its usage, its increasing impact on environmental and human health. Now we can see that because the more of the gadgets are coming nowadays and the people are becoming prone to the usage of these, not a single moment is left where a person or a human being is not using any of the electronic device. So it is adversely affecting the human health and also the environment, because the more of the devices, more of the radiations and more of the harmful ingredients going into the environment and the human body. It is also the social responsibility of the corporate sector, where the people cooperate together, like the higher management also take care, and also the people at all levels consider it as their responsibility to be used to this technology, or to be used to this computing, where the usage of computers or the electronic devices can be minimalized. The different approaches to green computing is, the first one is virtualization, power management, power supply, storage, IT equipment recycling, remote conferencing or telecommunicating strategies, product longevity. So if we talk about the history of green computing, so green computing was a concept which was originated in 1992 at the US Environmental Protection Agency, which launched this Energy Star program. Shortly after that, the term green computing was coined. So what are the roads, or what are the different ways for green computing? The first one is green use, green disposal, green design and green manufacturing. So green use is, you have to efficiently and effectively use all the electronic gadgets that you are using. Once they are being used over a period of time, they wear, tear and wear off. So while that wearing off process starts, we need to dispose them in again an eco-friendly manner, where it does not adversely affect the eco-friendly system. The disposal should be environment friendly in an environmentally friendly manner, so that it does not have an adverse impact onto the environment. Then we have a green design. But once this disposal of is being done, whatever gadgets are being designed, they are to be designed in a manner that they have a least impact onto the environment and the society or the human beings. Once the designing of those products is done, the manufacturing process must also be taken care of, that it should be done in a manner that the harmful impact onto the environment and the society is minimal. The different technologies that can be used are carbon free computing, we have the solar computing, we have lead free and ROHS computing, energy efficient computing, etc. Now, if we just understand the energy usage of PC, we will see how high it is. So, if we just talk about the CPU uses 120 watts of energy at a particular time. CRT uses 150 watts if we are using 8 hours, if we are using it for 8 hours, 5 days a week. For 5 days a week, it becomes 562 kilowatts. And for a large institution, say like we have a university where we have 40,000 students and the faculty, the power bill of just the computers come like $2 million per year. So, if we look into the usage, the energy usage of these CRT monitors, then it is very high, the power consumption is very high. So, energy use come from, now if we look into the sources which are consuming this energy, so it comes from the electric current to run the CPU, the motherboard, the memory, running the fan and spinning of the disk, monitors, the CRT consume more power as compared to the computer components. So, what are the different methods to implement the green computing? Nowadays, this is very much in use, the solar computing, where the solar panels are kept and they consume the solar energy directly from the sun. Once that energy is being consumed, that energy is used to flow the electric current into different devices. So, this solar computing reduces the power bill and also it reduces the consumption of electricity that is being generated through water. Then we have the carbon free components, like we just studied, where the components are designed and manufactured in such a way that they do not produce any carbon emission into the environment, which is again a harmful gas. So, or a harmful component that adversely affect the environment. So, the components that are designed or manufactured again are to be used in such a manner that they are environment friendly and eco friendly, and they have the least impact onto the environment. So, when we talk about the solar computing, the computers working with the help of solar technology are called the solar computing, as we just discussed. Carbon free computing is a set of programs and the products which are designed to help individuals and organizations reduce their impact on the environment. So, these carbon free computing devices or the programs or the products that we are talking about, they are an alternative to all those programs or the products which were emitting this carbon into the environment. So, instead of using them, we can use this carbon free computing. So, in that case, it will help the individuals and the organizations to reduce their impact onto the environment. Now, being a normal consumer, how can we implement this green computing in our day-to-day life? So, the first thing that we can do is we can audit our data centers and remove all the unused equipments and the softwares, and we need to dispose them off into an eco-friendly manner to all those companies or the industries or the places where these electronic devices can be recycled or can be gathered or to recycled to make some another thing. Virtualize application storage and servers in the data centers wherever appropriate. So, instead of having the data that is stored on some local servers, instead we can have the virtualized applications, the storage and the servers, so that the data can be safely stored, and also we need the least amount of the components in order to store the data or the servers. Consider consolidating data centers. Instead of having individual data centers, we can have consolidated data centers. Introduce video conferencing to telepresence facility. Instead of having a face-to-face or maybe a telephonic, we can have a video conferencing where the people can have a video as well as an audio chat, and that will lead to the least usage of the resources. Power sucking displays can be replaced with green light displays, which are made up of LEDs or organic light emitting diodes. So instead of the CRTs or the different types of monitors, we can use the displays which are made up of green light like LEDs, so that the energy consumption is very low or the power consumption is very low. The use of toxic materials like lead can be replaced by silver and copper. So all these things will lead to the eco-friendly usage of all the devices that we are using, because humans or the today's scenario does not like in today's scenario a human being cannot live without gadgets. Whatsoever the reason is, he has to use a minimal amount of electronic devices with him. So when he is using those devices, the usage of those devices should be such that it is minimal and it is according to green computing, so that the effect onto the environment and the human body is least. Then making recycling of computers with an option of reuse or resale. Instead of throwing just away the computers, we can reuse them or resale them or recycle them. Buy and use a low power desktop or a laptop computer which is between 40 to 90 watts rather than a high power desktop which is maybe of 300 watts. So that the energy consumption is very low. And when the energy consumption is low, the emission rate of the energy is again very low. Thin clients can use only 4 to 8 watts of power at a desktop, as servers does the processing. So where we have the places where the major work is being done by the servers, there we can have the desktop of very less power consumption. For desktops, buy a low power CPU. This reduces both the power consumption and the cooling requirements that are required when you are working with the CPU. Buy the hardware from manufacturers that have a hardware recycle scheme and recycle your old computer equipments rather than sending it to a landfill. So instead of just dumping it at some place and throwing away your electronic devices, it's better to send it to to all those manufacturers who are reusing or recycling them. And also it is recommended to buy the hardware from all those manufacturers who believe in this hardware recycling scheme. Now, why are we talking about the green solutions? What are the reasons? The first reason is to reduce the company energy cost by 7. Like if we look here, it is very high. It is 74%. So we need to reduce the company energy or cost, maybe the energy consumption or the electric current that we are talking about. So the major reason is to reduce the company energy cost. That is the first and the major reason. Then extend the useful life of hardware, because we have seen some of the people who are in a trend of buying new devices every now and then. So if the life of a hardware is around 7 to 8 years or maybe 10 years, they just use that hardware and throw it away within 2 or 3 years, and or maybe exchange them. Exchange would work, but just throwing away the hardware or keeping it at home without using it, it is of no use. So when we adopt these green solutions, it will surely extend the useful life of the hardware. Then the next one would be, because we are using the least of the hardware devices, so it will reduce the IT maintenance activity. The maintenance would will also be reduced, because when the amount of hardware that is to be used would be reduced, then obviously the maintenance of all those devices would reduce to a certain extent. Then save money through waste disposal of non-toxic hardware. So all those toxic hardwares or the non-toxic hardwares, when we are disposing them properly, then there again we can save money while we are disposing the non-toxic hardware. It improves the corporate image. It reduces the emission, thereby reducing the respiratory problems, acid rain, smog, global climate change, etc. As we all can see that the pollution is increasing day by day. So, when the hardware devices are used for a longer time duration, and that too in an eco-friendly manner, where the green computing or the green solution concepts are taken care of. So, there the emission of those harmful gases or energies or those components will be reduced, and if those are reduced, then obviously it will reduce the respiratory problems, the environmental problems that we face nowadays. It also reduces the energy consumption for fear or not having sufficient energy from local utilities to meet the needs. When we are using, suppose if we are using the solar panels in order to generate energy, then the energy consumption or the electricity consumption would reduce. This will lead to that will not lead to have a fear in us that whether we will have sufficient energy or the sufficient resources for the next generation that is coming up. Free up space on the data center floor. So, because all the data is stored on the servers, so data center floor will be free from, will have some other spaces. Then we have some other reasons that could be related for adopting the green solutions. None of the above, not using green computing policy solutions or systems, is just 11%, where the people are not using this. Otherwise, if we look into the chart over here, the major portion of it is being covered while we are adopting the green solutions. Now, talking about the regulations and the energy industry initiatives, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and the Development, that is OECD, they have published a survey of over 90 government and industry initiatives on green computing. The report concludes that initiatives tend to concentrate on green computing themselves rather than actually implementing them to tackle the global warming and environmental degradation. In general, only 20% of initiatives have measurable targets, with government programs that are tending to include the targets more frequently than the business associations. Many governmental agencies have continued to implement standards and regulations that encourage green computing. The Energy Star program that was revised in October 2006 included stricter efficiency requirements for computer equipment, along with the tiered ranking system for approved products. Now, we have different industries who are making an effort towards green computing. The first one is the Climate Savers Computing Initiatives. It is an effort to reduce the electric power consumption of PCs in active and inactive states. The other one is the Green Electronic Council offers the Electronic Product Environmental Assessmental Tool, that is EPAT, to assist in the purchase of greener computing system. Then we have GreenCom Challenge, which is an organization that promotes the development of energy conservation technology and practices in the field of information and communication technology. The different advantages of using the green technology or the green computing: it reduces the energy usage. It is used for conserving the different resources for our future generation. Again, the energy usage, we are saving that energy for the later generations or the people to be used for later stages. It reduces the health risk or the spreading of the respiratory diseases due to the polluted air or smog into the environment. Again, it helps in saving the energy so that it can be used later on. The solar energy, the natural energy can be used more and more in order to generate or in order to use these hardware devices. Saving the planet, because when the emission of these harmful components would be less, there would be less harm made to the environment, and hence we will be able to save the planet for longer generations. Now, general suggestions what people can do when they are working at home: change your subscription to online, not paper. Make use of paper the least. Optimize the computer performance. Every time check the performance of your computer. Decrease the screen brightness. Change from XP to Windows 7. Consider LCDs over than CRT monitors. Consider laptops over desktops because laptops consume less energy as compared to desktops. Have an energy efficient approach. So the conclusion, the greenest computer will not miraculously fall from the sky one day. It will be a product of years of improvement. The features of green computers of tomorrow would be like efficiency, manufacturing and material, recyclability, service model, self-powering and other trends. So we all need to try to work on how we can put our effort in order to save a little bit of our environment by using some of the things that we have just discussed today. So that's all for today.